Yeah. So you're right. Overall, I think in the last couple of years, we've seen that the market, especially the Indian smartphone market, has moved towards premiumization. And the average ASP actually went up beyond 15,000. Uh, Given the fact that the Indian smartphone market is huge, it's almost 150 million plus volume market, give or take few millions here and there in the last few years. But what has significantly changed this year, and it started kind of end of last year, is that there has been a huge memory shortage uh, globally. And this is because a lot of memory which was used for smartphones is making its way to AI related memory usage. And that's led to a stop in supplies in some cases, B, increase in price to the tune of 20, 30, 40%, which effectively means that the affordability has become a big challenge as far as smartphone is concerned in India and a lot of other markets as well. So what we believe is that there is a large base still of value conscious consumers in India and in emerging markets where the market is ripe for 15,000 or 10 to 15,000 kind of a price point with value adds and with features which we provide in our HMD Vibe series, which will be very, very relevant for this market. So the market is no longer kind of cluttered in this price range because a lot of players have actually moved out, so which gives us a lot of open space here. And second is with all our value adds and the fact that there will be a strong demand from first-time users and a lot of feature phone upgraders who cannot move from, let's say, a level of 2, 3, 4,000 to 15 and 20,000 rupees, will go for this value based 5G models. And that's the segment which we are targeting. So there is an opportunity to deliver a reliable and a meaningful innovation, and that's where the Vibe to 5G kind of perfectly fits in. Like specifically from a Vibe to 5G perspective, it'll be launched in India. So it is a product designed and of course inspired in Finland, designed and we've been manufacturing this in India. Depending on the response in the Indian market, we can take it to anywhere in Asia Pacific, Middle East, or any other market. Of course, we do have the capability of exporting products. We've been doing out with a range of HMD and Nokia feature phones in the past. So obviously the opportunity, especially as I said, in this price segment, is opening up in a lot of markets. Let's say markets like Indonesia, Vietnam, you have Thailand, you have many other markets within the Asia. Even closer to India, you have markets like Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka, where the product in this price range is very much required. Now, what is happening because of the geopolitical situation? One is the impact on cost. Now, cost either it is because of the increased timelines of getting your product across, cost because of certain raw material and components cost kind of going up. Because of the geopolitical situation, there is a lot of fluctuation in various currencies. So multiple things are leading to a cost increase, and as a result, there has been a price increase. And of course, some markets currently they are inaccessible because of closure of some of the logistics routes as well. Because if you look at from a tech marketing perspective, the brand has to play a very very significant role as it develops. Now, people are well aware of Nokia as a brand. It's been there for more than 3 decades, still very much trusted and respected brand. But when it comes to HMD, we've kind of experimented with our smartphone range last year, and this year significantly with the Vibe to 5G, there is going to be a very very strong push as far as this segment is concerned. Now, where does HMD as a brand fit in all this is that it will be positioned as a brand which stands for authenticity and something which is more human centric innovations. It is not just about the spec game. It is about the experiences and the individuality which somebody can get to using an HMD brand. So our whole brand storytelling would be on real life benefits and experiences. Of course, emotional resonance has to be there as far as users are concerned. And basically, it is about how devices actually fit in seamlessly into everyday life. That's where this whole tech marketing is being done. Of course, it is a highly commoditized industry. You can't just get into a feature to feature, spec to spec war, because after a point of time, having a X megapixel camera loses relevance unless how I as an individual or you as an individual are able to use that basis your lifestyle and your needs. And that's where the focus is on being human centric, and building the innovation platform around that. Obviously, he has a very strong connect with Gen Z and young millennials. In fact, when I heard our team presenting his name, from whatever interactions I've had with the Gen Z and young millennial, I know he's very very popular there. So when I earlier said that we want to be a fresh brand and a brand more for younger people, then obviously Raghav's connect with Gen Z and young millennials help. Raghav individually is known for his authenticity. Okay, he's relatable, something which, while he's a star, but he's seen as someone who's very approachable, has a unconventional personality, with a human first element. And look at the breadth of roles he's done across various platforms, and that's where I think it connects to the human mobile devices side, that as an human, if you kind of test your limits, you can be creative across various genres, and that's where a good fit with kind of Raga fits in. I believe he has a pan-India appeal, especially on digital and entertainment platforms. So there were multiple pluses, which kind of immediately brought us to the decision that yes, Raghav is the right fit for the brand. Our DNA matches in terms of what we want to do, where we want to take HMD as a brand, and no harm in bringing a fresh, non-stereotypical type face to tech marketing. So some of the campaigns I'm not too sure you've already seen, because even before, let's say, Raghav, we announced a partnership with Rajasthan Royals. We moved a notch up from just being a smartphone official smartphone partner to an associate sponsor. The idea is that the brand gets to mass appeal in terms of visibility and reach, and no better medium than being on cricket, which is a passion. So connecting our brand with the passion in India is really about driving mass visibility and nationwide reach. If you ask me, yes, personally, that's the most visible logo at the back of the helmet during the match. And that's not just me saying, because I could be biased towards it, but that's a feedback we've kind of got. So again, starting with cricket, Rajasthan Royals. We have a good 360 mix plan. Once we've already announced that it is dropping on Flipkart in May. We had the media campaign starting with the partnership with Flipkart, which came in on Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. So there is print, there is TV, there is cricket. It's a mix. But it will be digital first approach. So obviously we'll be heavy on social media. We will have influencers and performance marketing driven campaigns. But yet we are not kind of not doing the traditional media. So definitely there'll be OTT, there'll be TV, there'll be print. We've already started our OH campaign specific to two cities. Guwahati is again one of the home base for Royals, and so is Jaipur. So we already have our OH campaign in those markets, and of course there was integration in some of the home matches event at the Savai Man Singh Stadium. So what I would say is next 2 to 3 months would witness brand HMD across all the platforms which you can think that any brand would use to reach out to its consumer, especially the Gen Z and millennials. So obviously, while HMD was always known for Nokia, but the fact is that last year we made a foray into HMD as a consumer-facing brand with the launch of our various feature phone devices, and the kind of response, at least we got for our feature phones, where it is now a sizable category in itself, has given us that momentum. So, one of the biggest, let's say, focus this year would be on brand awareness and recall of HMD as a brand. So, all our investments and success metrics will depend on how much of brand awareness and recall we can get. Of course, that's purely from a marketing perspective. There are business objectives linked in terms of the market share and growth we are able to define as far as our smartphone is concerned, because in feature phones we are the value and volume leaders. So one of the key elements of all these campaigns is how much growth. Of course, we have a small base. So what's the growth we can get in terms of business and numbers with the Vibe 2 range? There will be a lot of emphasis on consumer engagement and community building as well. So there are various matrices which we'll define around that. Given the fact that we are on Flipkart Unique and this product Vibe 2 5G goes live on Flipkart, then the biggest metrics is in terms of search and conversions. So when I talk to our partners, they just talk of these two things. So a lot of definitely focus will be on search and conversions. And that's how the whole funnel will flow. Of course, brand trust is important, but I think it takes time for any brand to get that inherent emotional trust. But all our efforts, whether it is in terms of product or our engagement in things, would be to build a long time brand trust with brand HMD. So, see, from a number perspective, at least what I can say is we are looking anywhere between 3x to 5x growth in our smartphones versus where we were. Feature phone, of course, it will have a rub-off effect. We already have a 40% value share. So, how much can we grow from there is where our effort would be. But from purely from business, anywhere between 3x to 5x growth over 2025 is what we are targeting with this campaign. But most important, how much of brand awareness and recall, and of course, there's then how much of conversions we get. Yeah. So we are an omni-channel player. We have close to almost 1,000 odd distributors across the length and breadth of the country, and we cater to almost 100,000 plus retail outlets. Besides being present on all the major online players, we also have our own hmd.com where consumers can connect with us directly. And there's an interesting piece where, at least to begin with, in metro and tier one, a lot of traffic has moved to quick commerce. Okay. And sometimes back, we were the pioneers in terms of launching on Blinkit as well. So purely from being available, we are an omni-channel player. We will continue to be an omni-channel player. But specifically on Vibe 2 5G and a series of other smartphones which will be launching, definitely they will be available on Flipkart Unique. It's a very strategic partnership we have built. The idea is to expand on online reach and accessibility across India. Flipkart serves almost 18,000 plus pin codes across the country. And the idea is that we need to leverage on all the consumer insights which they have as a platform in partnership with us to be able to give that kind of a value which consumer in this segment is kind of looking at. So I believe this relationship is going to grow as we launch more and more products, especially tailored for Flipkart platform. And given the strength and the insights which they have on consumers and product, which is leading to a lot of co-creation on every dimension, whether it is on the product or on some of the marketing campaigns. I think this relationship and partnership is going to strengthen further, and both will benefit from the market efficiency which we are looking at.